Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk to you about something that lives deep within each of us, a fire, a spark, a relentless drive that refuses to be extinguished. It's the power of persistence. It's the strength to keep going when everything around you says stop. It's the courage to say three simple yet powerful words: never give up. Life is not easy. Let me repeat that, life is not easy. If it were, everyone would have already reached their dreams, achieved their goals, and lived in perfect harmony. But here's the truth: success isn't handed to anyone on a silver platter. Success belongs to those who are willing to fight for it, sweat for it, bleed for it, and rise every single time they fall. Think about this: every great achievement in human history started with someone who refused to give up. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Do you know what he said? He didn't throw his hands in the air and declare defeat after failure number 5,000 or even 9,999. No. Instead, he famously declared, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of champions. That's the mindset of people who change the world. But let's bring it closer home. Think about your own life. How many times have you been told no? How many times have you stumbled, fallen, or felt like giving up? Maybe it was during a tough exam, a challenging job interview, or even in a relationship that didn't go as planned. Pain and failure, they're part of the journey. They're not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Each setback is teaching you something valuable, shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Let me tell you a story. There once was a young man who grew up poor, facing rejection after rejection. His father left him when he was just a child, leaving his mother to raise him alone. Money was tight, and opportunities seemed scarce. As a teenager, he tried out for basketball teams, but he wasn't good enough. He was cut from his high school team, not once, but twice. Imagine how that must have felt. To pour your heart into something only to be told you weren't good enough. Most people would have walked away at that point, convinced they weren't destined for greatness. But not this young man. He used those rejections as fuel. He practiced harder than anyone else. He woke up earlier, stayed later, and pushed himself beyond his limits. Even when others doubted him, he believed in himself. Years later, that young man went on to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan. And do you know what he said? He said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Now, let's pause for a moment. What if Michael Jordan had given up after being cut from his high school team? What if he had decided, "This is too hard. I'm not good enough. I'll never make it"? We wouldn't know his name today. He wouldn't have inspired millions of people around the world with his talent, his work ethic, and his determination. But he didn't give up. And neither should you. Here's another example. Have you ever heard of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series? Before she became one of the most successful authors in history, her life was filled with struggles. She was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet. She wrote the first Harry Potter book in cafes while her baby slept beside her because she couldn't afford childcare. When she finally finished the manuscript, she sent it to publishers, only to face rejection after rejection. 12 publishers turned her down before one finally said yes. Can you imagine? 12 rejections. Most people would have thrown in the towel long before then. But J.K. Rowling kept going. Why? Because she believed in her story. She believed in herself. And today, her books have sold over 500 million copies worldwide, inspiring generations of readers. These stories aren't just about famous people. They're about you. They're about the potential inside each and every one of you. You don't need to be a superstar athlete or a best-selling author to embody the spirit of perseverance. Maybe your dream is smaller but no less important: to graduate college, to start a business, to run a marathon, to repair a broken relationship, or simply to wake up every day and choose hope over despair. Whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, it matters. And it's worth fighting for. Let me ask you this: what's your why? Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you push forward despite the challenges? Your why is your anchor. When the storms of life hit, and trust me, your why will keep you grounded. Whether it's providing for your family, achieving a lifelong dream, or simply proving to yourself that you can, hold on to that why. Let it remind you why quitting is never an option. Here's another truth: the moment right before success often feels like the hardest. It's the darkest hour, where doubt creeps in and whispers, "You can't do this." But remember, that whisper is a lie. You can do this. You will do this. Because deep down, you know that greatness doesn't come to those who quit. Greatness comes to those who endure. And don't get me wrong, it's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Even the strongest among us need rest. But there's a difference between taking a break and giving up entirely. Rest if you must, but never lose sight of your goal. Take a step back if you need to, but always move forward again. Let me share one more story with you. This one is about a man named Colonel Harlan Sanders. Yes, the same Colonel Sanders behind Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. At the age of 65, he found himself broke and living off Social Security checks. Most people at that age might have resigned themselves to a quiet retirement, but not Colonel Sanders. He had a recipe for fried chicken that he believed in, and he decided to travel across America, knocking on doors and pitching his idea to restaurant owners. He faced rejection after rejection, over 1,000 times. But he kept going. Eventually, someone said yes. That one yes changed everything. Today, KFC is a global brand operating in over 140 countries. All because one man refused to give up. So, I ask you now, where are you in your journey? Are you standing at the starting line, unsure of whether to take the first step? Are you halfway through, feeling weary and wondering if it's worth it? Or are you near the finish line, ready to collapse but so close to victory? Wherever you are, I want you to promise me something. Promise me that you won't give up. Promise me that you'll take one more step, no matter how small. Because every step brings you closer to your dreams. I'll leave you with this thought: imagine standing at the finish line of your dreams. Picture how it feels to look back and see how far you've come. All the struggles, all the sacrifices, they were worth it. Now imagine looking back and realizing you stopped just short of the finish line. How heartbreaking would that be? Don't let that happen to you. Keep pushing, keep fighting, and above all, never give up. Because tomorrow isn't promised, but today is yours. So, make it count. Use it to chase your dreams, to defy the odds, and to prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable. Thank you.